Welcome back to CommuniTips, brought to you by Notary Stars. My name is Beth Hathoot. My guest today is a Florida community notary, Nancy, and I'll let her say her last name for you. She's got a quick tip for us for notaries who are in states that don't require a journal. So I'm going to make a little adjunct here and just let you know that it's always a good idea to keep a journal for future reference. If you're called into court, you need some type of evidence that shows what you've done during that notarization. But again, Nancy tracks in a journal. She just does it a different way. So Nancy, if you would introduce yourself, let us know how long you've been a notary, and tell us what your community tip is.
Hi, I'm Nancy Faucher. I am a Florida notary since 2015. And at the table, when you're doing loan closings, there's a lot of stamps going on, and I used to track them by marking little hashtags on a piece of paper, which doesn't look very professional. And sometimes I would forget which one was that for. So I was talking about it with one of my friends who's also a fellow notary. And a few days later, she came over and had this handy little clicker here. So at the table, I notarize, I stamp, I put down my stamp, I click, and then I go on my way. We'll continue on with the closing.
That's cute. So you're just clicking to keep track of the number of notarizations. Every time you do a notarization, at an appointment, you just reach over and click your clicker. That keeps the count for you, right? And
correct.
What do you do with that information?
Then when I'm done and I get in my car, I open up my accounting software where I keep track of all my closings, and I put the number of notarizations that I did for that particular closing, and it calculates everything it needs to calculate for my tax deductions.
That's perfect. So I need to ask you, does that spark any strange looks or conversations at the table?
It does. Some people think it's a timer, and they ask me, are you timing yourself? What's going on here? So I have to explain to them, no, every time I put down my stamp, I need to keep track of how many times I did that. So this is just an easy way of doing that.
Perfect. That's a really good tip and a unique way to keep track of your notarization. So let me just say, you do keep a journal, right?
I do, yes.
She keeps a journal, so she's got a reference back to that signing if she ever needs to reference back to it. The difference is that she's not line itemizing each of her notarizations. She does that with her clicker just to keep track of it for accounting purposes. Is that right?
That's correct, yes.
Perfect. I think that's a great solution, and it sure beats the hash marks on the paper, right?
Oh, absolutely. Then you don't have to go 5, 10.
Well, thank you so much for being our guest today, Nancy. Any other little tip that you have, you're welcome to come back and we will do it again, because there's notaries out there who need all the help they can get trying to streamline and make their signings a little bit more efficient and quick.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All righty, guys. Thanks, everybody, for being here, and we'll see you next time.